Viewers like you make this program possible. Support your local PBS station.
I'm coming to Seattle, don't know anything about Filipino food. What are some of the must?
This is bata ni bulalo. Kare-kare.
Arroz caldo.
Is this lechon?
That's the crown jewel right there.
It's got candy. Oh, what do we got here? Talk to me. Are we going straight in?
Oh, we're going right on top.
I'm looking for the menu. Where's the menu?
I don't have a menu because I cook what I want.
Seattle's small. Even if you're not Filipino, chances are you got a Filipino friend.
Why do you think Seattle became such a hub?
This is the fishing.
Now it's like the next big casino. This is so good, man. But when you taste Filipino food, you taste the history.
500 years of Spanish rule. The Chinese influences even before that.
An American gave you Spam. Yeah, great. That's really great.
We can show lineage through our food, but do it with Seattle ingredients.
Doing your own personal spin on it. Nothing could be more hip-hop than that.
We're going in for the fun.
There's such a depth in the community here. Layers of different type of food, different generation. I love that.
That's so Filipino. It has to be the stories.
Yeah.
It has to be sharing who you are.
If there's not a table packed with food, then something is not right, for sure.
Yeah. We knew it. Knew it. I'm Chef Marcus Samuelsson, and as an immigrant born in Ethiopia and raised in Sweden, food to me has always told a deeper, more personal story. It's a path to culture, identity, and history. Join me on a new journey across the country to learn more about America's immigrant communities and culinary traditions to see how food connects us all. Seattle is such a special city. It's so beautiful. The mountains, so you see tons of water. It reminded me a lot, actually, of Sweden, where I grew up.
How are you doing today,
I'm good. I see you got some Romanesco. That's nice. Good. I've been to Seattle so many times, but I did not know there was a big, thriving, vibrant Filipino-American community. Filipino Americans is the second largest Asian immigrant group in this country. And it also makes up about 3% of the population in Seattle. But most Americans have no clue what is a Filipino dish.
Hi, how are you?
How are you? What are we serving today? What do we got today?
Oh my gosh, everything. This is our famous salmon collar soup, sinigang.
It looks good.
Well, why don't you come over here and help me then?
Okay. Aunt Lila is running this one-lady cooking counter with delicious Filipino food. Everyone knows Aunt Lila. How long have you been at the market?
47 years.
And the market is 47 years, maybe.
And the jalapenos.
Yep. With seeds or without seeds?
Oh, no, we don't chop that. Put the whole thing in
So
there.
the whole thing in?
Yes. Chop the onion, and then I'm gonna have you do tomatoes. Hey, you're pretty good at that.
You know what? I've cooked in the kitchen every now and then, but not in a kitchen like this.
What's wrong with my kitchen?
No, I love this kitchen. I love it. You have signs for everything. How did you end up in the market? Like, how did this happen?
Well, my mom started this in 1971. This was all groceries and baskets. Back then, Filipino food was not known. And she said, do you want to open a little eatery back there where you can demonstrate some of our ingredients? But my mom doesn't cook. So everybody thinks my mom taught me how to cook. It was self-taught. I taught myself.
Wow.
Since you're standing on that
Yeah?
side, can you mix my...
Sausage?
Yes.
Sure.
I have to call the fish market. Hey, Ian, can you send my fish, please? Right now, bye-bye.
Oh, he heard that. He's like, send me the damn fish, please.
Yes, they don't sell that to anybody else but me.
Oh. Is the market open every day?
I work every day except December. Oh,
Hell
wow,
yeah.
okay.
Tenastaling, I love that. Thank you, Jason. Do you cook from the market, like truly utilize the market?
I do. I'm everybody's auntie.
Yeah.
Everybody comes over here, you know, and say, hey, what special stuff do you have back there? Sometimes I have the special in the back.
Aunt Lila, she's such a good cook because her setup is real simple, but her flavors are not. Imagine a ramen soup, but it's much lighter and brighter. And that lightness comes from tamarind. And it's a very specific sour. It's not lemon sour. It has this tangy flavor like rhubarb. This sourness, that's for me, it's always, when you think about Filipino food, that's what makes it stand out. This could only be Filipino, you know?
It could only be Filipino.
How do I say it in Tagalog, the whole thing?
Salmon sinigang.
Sinigang.
Sinigang, exactly.
Salmon sinigang. Salmon color are fatty and rich. This broth has umami flavor. And then on top of that, bitter, beautiful mustard greens that is still chewy in texture. That's a really good dish. Okay, I can do that. I can help.
Oh, you can?
Come on,
Sige,
how many,
okay.
how many should I give out?
Sorry, I talked to you in Tagalog. Sige,
okay.
that means okay.
Just a-
Ilang longganisa? Okay, give her another one.
Yeah, okay, four.
Okay,
Boom.
don't be stingy though.
Fine.
It's gonna give you another one.
Got
okay.
it.
And then one of those, you gotta plate it. So you gotta turn it this way,
Cool.
and then put the fish on that side. Ooh, you need a little practice on
Yes,
that.
yes,
Okay, that's good.
absolutely.
That's good. We could just put it on the side.
On the side.
There you go.
Nice.
I'm sorry, he's new.
Tita Lila.
I'm really excited to meet Melissa Miranda. She's the young Filipino-American chef that runs the pop-up called Musang to make sure that Filipino-American food becomes more on the map, more recognizable, so more people knows about it. Chef Melissa is here. Can I have a break?
Oh yes, of course.
Okay,
of
good.
course.
Thank you.
You
I'll see you
earned it.
later.
You earned it.
All right.
Thanks, Tita.
She cooked all over the world. She cooked in New York, she cooked in Italy, but Melissa is so respectful for the queen of Filipino cuisine.
Tita Lila,
Yes.
do you think we could get a plate of chicken adobo?
Sure.
This is like kind of the national plate.
So this is your barbecue, right? All over.
Exactly.
I never mastered a good adobo. I'm never happy with mine. Like, what am I doing wrong?
When you talk about everyone's personal version of it, it comes down to the balance of
Yeah.
sour, salty, and a little bit of heat from the black peppercorns.
Yeah, but it's subtle, right? Yeah,
It
it's
is
coming from the
subtle.
back.
It is subtle. I am more on the balance where it's like I have a 1-to-1 ratio of soy and vinegar,
Yeah.
and then I add a little bit of water. So it's more not heavily acidic, but not
Yeah.
heavily salty.
Most cuisines just use their vinegars for pickle and preserve. The Filipino, it's almost the opposite. It starts with cooking the protein long and heavy in their vinegars. The sourness is just not a light note that goes away. It's deep tissue in the dishes.
There's certain regions in the Philippines where they add coconut milk. Some people add potatoes, some people add boiled eggs. It's always an amazing talking point in terms of like, let me try your adobo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was in the Philippines 2 months ago, and there's a lot of folks focusing on the original recipes prior to colonialism. The original adobo, and looking at it, I know, there's no soy sauce. So it's actually just vinegar, black peppercorns, and bay leaves.
I would say there are three major forces that impacted Filipino cuisine. First, they were a major trade partner with China. Then they were colonized by Spain for hundreds and hundreds of years. And here's where it gets complicated. They became a U.S. territory, but during that time, they were occupied by Japan during World War II. So it's messy, but it also sets up major points of great cuisine. I love this place.
I
This
know.
is so cool.
This is what it looks like in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And this is the place we bring everyone.
Oh, I thought I was special. What are you talking about?
You
Like,
are, you are, you are
what
special.
happened?
That's why she's putting you to work.
You bring all the guys over here. Sure, Melissa.
Hey, you're welcome in this kitchen anytime, and I don't say that often.
Thank you so much. This was delicious.
Thank you
I ate
so,
all
so
of it. I don't know
much.
like what she's trying to do, but I ate all of it.
Still hungry.
I'm really excited to spend the day with Chef Melissa. Now she's gonna take me to one of her longtime favorite restaurants right here in Seattle. Right in the middle of these big box office buildings, there's this sweet little diner called Ludi's that's been there forever. Wow.
I know, right?
Uncle Greg, kamusta po?
Okay naman.
How are you?
Marcus.
Greg came from Manila to Seattle in the 70s, and he worked really, really hard. And the owners liked Greg so much, so eventually they gave him the restaurant. What is Filipino breakfast? What is that?
Well, really what it is like a lot of rice, eggs, longanisa, or pork chop.
Oh, pork chop for breakfast?
Yeah.
You're living large. You're doing pork chop for breakfast. Yeah, no. But this diner has been here since the 30s.
I only made it Filipino a little bit when I got the ownership.
When did you start here?
In 1978 as a dishwasher. The boss lady, she treated me just like a regular dishwasher. Sometimes I like to mingle with the customers and stop me. Said, no, Greg, you gotta be in the kitchen. Don't be socializing.
Bless her. She gave you the business. Who cares?
He remembers every person's name. Like, he's super, super on
You see,
point.
your grandma is Helga.
Yes.
And then you have a sister, Anna and Linda.
Yes, that's very...
And then your wife is Maya.
Stop.
And then you have a son named Sion Mandela.
That's so Filipino.
Well, I have no more questions after that. You shut it down.
He just shut it down. He's like, nope, no more.
That's so good. Oh, my God. Nice.
Oh my God.
Oh, these sausages are
Yes.
great. Nice. What I love about the food, it's very flavorful. Beautiful sausage, but it's fatty, it's rich. The vinegar with a little bit of heat. This is comfort food to the fullest, you know? Uncle Greg, thank you so
Okay,
much,
thank
and I
you,
wish you
Marcus.
continued success.
Thank you.
You're a true American success story.
Rita bought a book for you to sign, huh?
Okay, thank you. Now, I really
But
congratulate
she
you.
bought the $40 one. There's one for 15.
Don't tell my business. Make the black man blush. I like it. Only Greg can do that. Yes, not even you can do that. I love it.
Seattle's the closest port from Asia. If you think about the ships coming over, it's quicker to come to Seattle than go to LA, San Francisco. It's a shorter trip. My name's Dorothy Cordova. You're here in the offices of the Filipino-American National Historical Society. I'm the executive director. Filipinos started to come here hundreds of years ago. And the interesting thing is, a lot of people didn't even know we were a part of the United States from 1898 until 1946. In 1898, the Philippines started to fight for freedom from Spain in the Spanish-American War. The Spaniards refused to admit defeat, and they agreed to sell the Philippines to the United States for $20 million. By virtue of that, all Filipinos are now free to come to the United States if their passage is paid. Seattle was a major port of entry. We had the lumber industry and the fishing industry, and there were little farms. By the 70s, because of the changes in immigration laws, the largest group of immigrants coming to the United States were people from the Philippines. And yet, people knew nothing about us.
I was actually born here in Beacon Hill, historically a Filipino neighborhood. And there's still a lot of Filipino families that live here, sadly not as many as before. My mom worked a lot. She was a nurse. So I have a lot of memories of being with my dad. My dad came here in the 70s when he was in the Merchant Marine with a mustache and just like the biggest hair. We spent a lot of time in Chinatown. We'd be walking the streets and people would be calling out, "Hey, Musang!" Musang translated means wildcat. My dad was such a huge inspiration for how I have memories of Filipino food. So we started doing monthly brunch pop-ups called Musang. And the idea and intent was to just get people to familiarize themselves with Filipino food. People fail to realize that the Philippines is comprised of islands, and there's so many versions of dishes that people haven't been able to experience or taste. I just wanted it to be something that was an honoring of myself to my family, which I hope we're doing justice.
Hey.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Come on in. My parents are actually here too.
What's up, boss? How are you?
Ray.
Good. Good.
We've got golden pompano.
Golden pompano. Nice. That's nice.
The good fish.
So we got some great West Coast oysters.
Yes. We'll be using this for the kinilaw, actually, which is our version of a ceviche. So the basic version of this is always some ginger, red onion, and vinegar. I'm adding some kumquats, a little bit of chilies, and then we're using a coconut vinegar as a souring agent. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Right?
It's almost like the oyster water itself.
Yeah.
That's a good addition.
In our family, I would always kind of be cooking in the kitchen with them.
He always bugs me.
Yeah. I would always be like, Dad, let me help.
Yeah.
I want to help. So he'd give me like the mean jobs. I would have to clean squid at like a really young age. And
That is hard.
I know. So Dad does kind of by eye. There's no recipe. And so he's adding in the red onions right now. He'll add the ginger, and then we'll add the vinegar.
Love what's happening here. Yeah, bitter, sour, some sweet. This is
How
awesome.
is it?
Spicy, hot.
Spicy.
I only put one pepper.
Yeah, but it's a hot one.
Charshado is the fried fish. Then it's topped with tomato, garlic, onion sauce that's coming to a boil, and then we'll thicken it done with the egg.
Well,
Enough?
I need cover.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I like it. He cooks like a real chef. He just calls it up.
So he's the master of this sauce. Whenever my mom and I would try and cook it, we'd always curdle the eggs.
All right. I think we're done.
I love this idea of thickening with egg. It's really nice. Lord,
bless this food and give a nourishment to our body. In Jesus' name.
Okay.
We just did a huge Kamayan pop-up dinner called No Cookbooks Allowed. So the concept is to pay homage to an elder that has cooked for us.
No cookbooks, meaning 2 pinches of salt or 1 cup of vinegar, so everything by memory.
it's always a question of what is passed on to one generation and what do you hold on to, especially when you come to the new country.
Growing up, I tried to not reject being Filipino, but like it's hard when you kind of get bullied or like your clothes smell weird or whatever. But like our language is also not getting passed down. What is the first thing that we can do to pass down? It's the food.
Like I've never had this dish and I love the finish of this.
Yeah.
You might.
Did you like
I love it. I think it's fantastic.
You do it with love always. If you don't do it with love.
Yeah. Where's the pop-up in 3 years from now, do you think?
Hopefully sooner will be a brick and mortar.
Yeah.
There is a definite ask from the community for where can we find dishes like this?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I've been asking you, but you don't want to hire me.
Wait till the brick and mortar, Dad.
Hey,
You'll get there.
I need some money.
I'm in Beacon Hill in South Seattle, and I'm gonna meet my boy, Gio. So Gio got many, many talents. He's a cook, he's a business owner, most important, a rapper. Gio's taking me to this hub of the Filipino community. It's been in the neighborhood for over 25 years, and it's called Fuli. So this is all things Filipino over here?
If not strictly Filipino, things the Filipinos would need in their kitchen. My parents, they live an hour away, but they'll come out here just to shop here. All this good stuff, too. Watermelon seeds.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
purple yam, ube.
Yeah,
Boil
nice.
this, cut it up, turns purple.
Long beans, of course, beautiful. So it's local produced.
Yeah. This is Filipino farmers supplying the Filipino grocery stores.
That's beautiful. This is not hipster beet juice. This is pork blood. This is the real deal. Filipino food has a lot of sour, a lot of fermentation. This is nothing but beautiful fermented fish sauce, right?
And this is just one side. The whole other side is fermented shrimp.
Now you're speaking my language. This is what I grew up with. Smoked herring, dried fish here, for flavorings, broths and soups, right?
Or just a beer and this.
Yes.
Boom.
As a teenager coming up, there were no Filipino rappers, role models. How was that? When you set your mom and dad down and said, guess what? I'm gonna be a rapper.
It went like, that's a cool hobby, you know?
Yeah.
We support that as long as you go back to school, right?
Yeah.
When we opened up for Kanye in front of 20,000 people, I think at that point they're like, all right, we're not gonna ask you if you're gonna go finish your degree. I haven't actively toured in a minute, just kind of got sucked into the food industry.
Sure, we all do, right? At some point, we come back to it, right?
Look at these offcuts.
Yeah.
Like, what was hip hop? It was like using the scraps that other people didn't want, and putting it together and making something fresh out of it.
I love that.
Innards are hip hop. If you've never been here before, you definitely got to get the crispy pork belly.
Is this lechon? The crispiness? Amazing. It's not candy.
That right there, dinuguan. That's the crown jewel right there. The story about that is I didn't know that was pork blood growing up. I was told it was chocolate meat.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you. Thank you.
Enjoy the food.
You're really doing this out here.
Yeah. I'm really impressed with this.
Dinuguan.
Dinuguan. So it looks like a Mexican mole, right? But then the sourness that comes through makes it actually light. It's not as heavy and dense as I thought. But when you taste Filipino food, you taste the history. You taste Spain, you taste Mexico, you taste America, you taste China. Such a range of humble ingredients, but it tastes so good.
Yeah.
It's so delicious.
I do think the essence of what was there before all the waves of contact with other cuisines is still present, though. If you ask me, the star is always going to be the vinegar, which is indigenous Filipino right there.
The acid you get in Filipino food is very different, and it's always the vinegar that stands out.
There's beauty in what's blended with other cultures to become Filipino cuisine, but there's just some things that I think is the soul and the essence of what it's been the longest. We took it upon ourselves to educate folks about the food and then to educate them about what's going on in the Philippines, the reasons we even migrate and end up in places like Seattle.
I really love how Gio thinks about food and culture and dialogue all as one. For people like me that don't know that much about Filipino culture, there's a window in for us here. We can learn so much more. So I'm gonna meet back up with Gio and his wife Shara in the Chinatown International District. And they're in the middle of opening their new store called Hood Famous.
Welcome to Hood Famous Cafe.
This is Hood Famous?
Yes.
I love the name Hood Famous. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. I love this location. It's like in the middle or part of Chinatown.
Yeah, it was the Chinese Americans who anchored the community, and then subsequent waves of Asian migrants came.
Yes.
So you got Japantown proper, and then another wave of Filipinos who came here. They call it the Manong generation, mostly men, migrant workers, who were scattered throughout Chinatown, Japantown.
This is a historical building. There was a long history of Manongs who were farm workers down in California. When that season was done, they'd come up here and stay in like hotels like this before they went up to the Alaskan canneries. So we're almost open.
Almost ready?
Almost ready. Right here, we'll have coffee, and then transitioning from day to night, we'll have cocktails, and then throughout, we'll have a lot of our desserts.
I want to taste the cheesecake.
All right. So a lot of people always ask us, what is ube? What is calamansi? And so we have the actual purple yam and the citrus.
I love calamansi.
Yeah.
Sour, sweet.
It's got that tanginess. Here is the ube cheesecake. We actually started off savory, doing a Filipino pop-up dinner, but this ube cheesecake took a life of its own. And so from pop-up, we did a bakery called Hood Famous. Coming from the pop-up world, we said, okay, let's get something really small. Let's see if we can do this. And it's mainly production and put a little retail to go. And then we've been doing that for about 2 years. It's what allowed us to get to a place where we were able to innovate and expand the line.
Cool.
All right, let's cut it up.
I love that purple, like it just stands out. I like the Ube. I like the Ube a lot. You know, hip hop, the art form of starting with something familiar, but then adding another personal layer to it. You're representing Ube that's been around forever, but then doing your own personal spin on it. Nothing could be more hip hop than that.
Yeah.
Do you have 2 sons? Which one does the kids like?
They actually love the pie. So this is called our buko pie. And it's a specialty in a part of the Philippines called Laguna. Buko is a young coconut. And then inside there's shreds of young coconut.
The texture is amazing. The coconut comes in the end. And it's not super sweet.
A lot of people who had this in the Philippines don't really see this here. So we're bringing back some memories and make people feel like they're back in the Philippines again. Cheers.
I'm busy eating. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like over here eating. This is really good.
Mihai Stock & Co. is a Filipino-owned speakeasy based in Seattle, but we're totally hidden in plain sight. We offer all of the standard Prohibition-era cocktails, but we also make our own in-house shrubs. The shrub is a vinegar and sugar-based drink. And our food is Filipino-inspired American comfort foods. We also have Jeepney Cap Hill, which is our takeout window, so people could try the Filipino food, but not necessarily have to have the whole sit-down dinner. We felt that there were so many really great mom-and-pop restaurants in the city doing really, really original Filipino cuisine that it was okay for us to kind of dial it back for the things that we grew up with and that we were comfortable with eating. I grew up in the Midwest, and my mother worked third shift, which would be in the evening. And she would have all of our food made before she left for work. But we were really picky eaters, and so she actually would tweak a meal 3 different ways for her kids. We had no appreciation for that at all. We still cook together, so she sort of teaches us to think a little bit deeper about what this is supposed to taste like. And she's really humble, so like I can decide, I don't want to do it that way. And she'll just be like, no problem, we'll try it your way. And then all of a sudden, the reality is that her way really does work better. Nice, pretty good, huh? Nice, very nice, thank you.
I'm going to this really cool speakeasy. I'm super excited. Got to ring the doorbell. So I'm gonna have a drink with Sarah. There's a playwright, actress, and really active in the creative community here in Seattle. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
How's it going?
Very well.
Good, good. So Sarah, acting, theater, has that always been your world?
Pretty much. I was the first grandchild, so first in my generation. My grandma, she was always, we always knew you were going to be famous and you can pay for my retirement.
You just wrote your own play, your own show. How was that?
So 3 plays, 1 for each generation of my family. And the whole thing is called The Dragon Cycle.
I like it.
I'm writing a new play, and it's a play with music inspired by Seattle history paired with 4 courses of fine dining. It starts in 1940s. It focuses specifically on 3 little girls, and they all love jazz. And they sneak in the alleyway of 7th and Jackson, 7th and King, and listen to the basement window of like the speakeasy to all of these jazz musicians down there.
7th and Jackson, so that's Chinatown and International District, right?
A lot of people don't know that the different ethnic enclaves moving in and out of that neighborhood are like so varied. Prohibition started in 1916. In that time period, there was a huge wave of Filipino immigration. And so where would these ethnic enclaves really gather? Dance halls, clubs, speakeasies. Everybody want to have a good time, throw in some music, throw in some alcohol. You got some cultural mixing. Then Washington legislator was like, wait a minute, we can't have this. We don't want you colored people marrying these white people.
What's going on? Yeah.
Miscegenation laws.
Yeah.
You can't marry these people. And the Filipinos were like, you can't tell us what to do.
Yeah.
And the black people were like, racism.
Yeah.
So there was a banding of the black community groups and Filipino community groups. Probably the first example in Seattle's history of cultural mixing resulting in coalition activism.
Yeah. It gets interesting when the deeper you dive into something, right? So here you are talking about something that happened in the 30s. That's amazing.
Yeah, and I'm also like, why didn't I learn about this in history?
Yeah.
Growing up, I heard mostly about Japanese history and Chinese history.
Yeah.
And for a long time, I was like, where are the Filipinos at?
So we got some food. What do we got here?
We do. We have arroz caldo.
Nice.
Share.
Arroz caldo is kind of like the Filipino version of congee. It's usually with a chicken broth, lots of ginger in there, topped with fresh garlic, and then you have a soft-boiled egg. Ay, my God, masarap. It's so good.
Delicious.
Right?
I love that you're doing something with jazz and mixing of cultures, and so it's like a love letter to the city too.
Truly.
You know, a stage is a stage. It could be in a restaurant, it could be off Broadway, whatever. What type of venues did you then find that was open to that?
You know, it was less of venues actually and more of people. You know, we talk about gatekeepers in any business.
Yeah, sure.
And those gatekeepers are the people who get to say yes or no, meaning you get to go on through and be one of us, or you have to stay out.
It's very similar in the hospitality industry, right? What food is good, what's accepted, to whom. I think when you're of color, there's very often not a lot of people that went before you, so you just constantly have to think about, okay, I gotta do it. And when you come on the other side, it's pretty powerful. The power of storytelling.
Amen.
One of the things that we do here at Archipelago, here in Hillman City, in the south end of Seattle, is source 100% from the Pacific Northwest. We took the last 2.5 years of doing R&D to see, can I find the taste of what I grew up with, maybe in ingredients that are not used in Filipino cuisine. We grew up here as a second-generation Filipino Americans. We chose to identify as Pacific Northwest progressive Filipino American cuisine. For our guests, it's important for us to define that, and we're very specific about that. Don't get us wrong, we love ingredients from the Philippines, fantastic artisanal things. We asked ourselves, how can we get to those kind of flavors and those building blocks, but still tell a very authentic story to who we are?
It's not really restrictions or limitations, but just finding the beauty in what we have right here.
Hey, how are you?
Welcome. Hi.
How are you,
Nice to meet
Marcus?
Nice to meet you.
Chef, how you doing?
So, Chef, how are you?
Aaron, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How are you, Mom?
Oh, I'm good.
Good. You're good. I'm all yours. I'm ready to cook.
Yeah,
my
come
chef.
on, come
I'm ready.
around. We're gonna do some bread. We're gonna do pandesal. So we have a couple of different flours. And all the flours here are from the Pacific Northwest. This idea, different flours, this is actually not very modern. If you go to the Philippines, there's not one pandesal.
Every island doesn't speak to each other, right? Like it's spread out. So of course the tradition's gonna be,
7,000.
it's gonna be a little bit different. Yeah.
Imagine 7,000 islands. This dough, we're gonna get to 200 grams.
So we basically, one part of this, half a part, basically. That's what we're doing.
There it is. There's no mistakes here, Chef. People think baking like precision. There are millions of ways to make your bread work. This is all hand mixed. I just love it because it's the feel.
And bread is so much in the feel.
Yeah, exactly. And you just let time take over.
So Archipelago is a tasting menu. Does every course have a Filipino accent?
Sometimes it starts with a story, right? Sometimes it'll start with us kind of uncovering something that we found in the archives. The Filipino American National Historical Society is here in Seattle, and we have a couple of those dishes that will start there. What do you think?
Feels great.
Yeah.
It's a little wet inside, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it feels wet, but look how
Yeah.
it holds its shape.
Yeah.
Right?
When you and Amber started this project, did you feel like people love Filipino food, but yet there is not a lot of fine dining Filipino restaurant out there?
There's a lot more in the Philippines. I find actually that the Philippines is far more progressive than the US, which is kind of an irony.
That's how the world works. You know, when you go to Africa or you go to a place like Lagos, there's tons of fine dining restaurants.
that right?
And people will be like, well, Africa, you know, everyone has access to America, but we might not know what's going on in other cultures.
Exactly.
Right? So we got to make sure that we stay up and don't fall behind. So when you're cooking in a fine dining dish, the dish can land over here, right? How do you know that you're staying on point?
The cook is always, is this delicious first?
Yeah, delicious
period.
first.
You could be having this incredible, beautiful story, the most amazing
Yeah.
ingredients. If it's not delicious, who
Yeah,
cares,
yeah,
man?
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? But that being said, you can't just say, oh, anything I do, I knew. If I'm Filipino, it's gonna taste Filipino. No, because we have a long history of tradition, and these flavors you still need to hit. They're anchors for us.
Cooking with Aaron was amazing because he's super bright and technical. And nothing excites me more than going to a new restaurant. Because it's really been the labor of love for the chef for a long, long, long time.
Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Have a seat. Kumusta?
So for your first course, we have a pandesal, which translates to salt bread, even though it's not very salty. And then on your Oregon petrified wood, we have shallot butter with sustainable caviar from Idaho.
Wow. Bread is so good.
Yeah.
What I think is incredible with Aaron and Amber is they really thought about the guest experience. How do I plate it? Am I using a plate? It might be a stone, it might be fresh herbs. It's really carefully curated.
This next dish is kinilaw. The bottom of this entire dish is a tin for sardines and canning. This can is to honor the cannery workers that have worked in the Pacific Northwest for over 100 years.
This is a theatrical performance with smells, flavor, taste, aesthetic, design. And you are forced to sort of kind of like shut the outside down, drop your phone, and just be in the moment. This is so delicious. Nice.
This is our dinuguan. Dinuguan is a blood-based dish. Usually it's done with pork. This is a 29-day ribeye. We do it with beef mostly because if you like your steak pink or red, the idea of a blood sauce is a little bit of a nice bridge for you. You have a mongolto underneath these greens that are raised in a little reduced green apple juice, and then the Oroso sauce. And Maria Rosa, she's the inventor of banana ketchup. We don't have bananas in the Northwest, but we do have pumpkins, squashes, starchy, sweet things like this. We caramelize those down with red onions, some hot, sweet chilies from down in Oregon. We call this Rosa sauce to respect that feminine energy that is super, super important in our culture and our cuisine. Take in, take in, take in. Last fun fact about Maria Rosa, she actually went to the University of Washington. And so she's absolutely a Philippine national hero, but she's also a Pacific Northwest Filipino American one too.
So, thank you so much for an absolutely amazing meal. If it takes once a year to be here, to be a regular, I can become a regular too. All right, congratulations. This is absolutely amazing. Congrats. I'm going 30 minutes north of Seattle to Edmonds. It's a stunning place. You're right on the water. The mountains are right in front of you. It's kind of magical in a way. Yes, Seattle's a big city, but you're kind of always around nature. I'm gonna meet my friend Brian. Brian comes kind of from a fine dining culture. He used to work for Mr. Restaurant in Seattle, Tom Douglas. But now he's doing his own thing and got his own restaurant right here in Edmonds. So Brian grew up fishing, so he's gonna teach me how to do squid jigging. I grew up in a fishing village. I have no clue what squid jigging is, but I'm always ready to learn.
Hey,
Hey, Marcus. Thanks for coming out here.
Thank you so much.
I've been fishing ever since I was little during the summertime.
Cool.
And the salmon runs through here.
What about squid? Is that all year or?
Squid is open all year round, so you can do it, but it only gets really busy during the colder months. So we're waiting for it to get colder, then maybe the season will pick
Colder
up.
than this? I got 3 layers on, man. How do you prepare them? Do you put them on the grill? Do you poach them? Like, what's the process afterward?
So after they're all cleaned up, take really, really salty water and just lightly blanch them.
And then they go straight to the restaurant. Right?
Yeah,
or at home.
Well, maybe we can catch some tonight. You could try it tonight.
Right? Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
I'm not trying to jinx it.
Let's see if we can get one. Is anybody catching anything?
Going squid jigging with Brian, you realize quickly there's going to be more people to this party.
The other pole, I left it right there.
I'm surrounded with Brian's uncles and cousins.
I'm the only professional fisherman here.
Okay.
Brian, I taught you everything I know. By the way,
Hold your string, flip the rod there, and then we're just gonna swing it out and then release. These squid, they come in giant schools, so you could be out here having nothing just like we are now, and when that school comes in, in 15 minutes, you can catch your limit.
Oh, hey, what do we got coming in?
Oh, they're coming in. They're coming in.
They're coming in, yeah.
Look it.
that's not squid.
Yeah, those are herrings, yeah.
Herring. That's a squid food, though.
Yeah.
So when the herring comes, squid comes.
Squid's next.
If you want to explain Filipino culture to someone that don't know anything about it, how would you guys define?
We're very family-oriented. Everybody's our uncle, cousin. When new people come in, we adopt them. It's a family right away.
I think what people don't see sometimes is the toughness in Filipinos. We are very kind, very family-oriented, but there's this grit that people don't always see.
Why do you think Seattle became such a hub?
Because of the fishing.
Clearly not. We're not representing well.
These are giant shrimp chips.
Perfect. Nice.
We make this in my restaurant, and you know it's on every single table. This is apple cider vinegar, but it's got chili, garlic, and ginger. There you go. Try that on.
That's beautiful. Good.
The master squidder strikes again. That's why they call it calamari, because they're very calm when you catch it.
Yeah. Did you put that on and throw it back in? I don't trust you. Anyone else I would have trusted? I don't trust you.
That's why they call it calamari, because they're calm when they catch it. They don't jig around. Should we bring out the dynamite?
Yeah, let's bring out the dynamite.
Dynamite in the net.
So I'm back in the city, going to meet Domingo, the chef for this restaurant called East Trading Company. East Trading is kind of a Pan-Asian restaurant, encompasses all, but Domingo has free creative control of the menu. I know this is gonna be delicious. What's up, chef?
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on?
Not much.
Excited to be here.
Yeah. So today we're gonna do kare-kare.
What goes into a good kare-kare?
We got the Filipino eggplant, baby bok choy, and a really good ingredient traditionally used is banana flour. It kind of has like a hearts of palm or that kind of artichoke heart kind of texture and flavor too.
The beautiful thing with long beans like these, they're like a little rougher than normal sort of green beans, but they have a texture to them. They're so thick and good, fulfilling.
Yeah, they go really well with stews. So, do you want to go ahead and saute some of the garlic and onions?
Want to caramelize the peanuts as well, or?
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and throw those in there.
This dish could be from Ghana, because you thicken sauces in Ghana with peanuts. It's like I've never seen a dish from Southeast Asia that reminds me so much about West Africa. It's amazing.
You can go ahead and drop some of that chicken stock in there, and then we're gonna add some of this peanut butter here.
Wow, it smells so good.
And so the idea with these, you don't want to really have the stems in there, because that's gonna give the sauce a little bit of bitterness.
So this is the piece we're getting rid of?
Yep, you're getting rid of the stem, and then you're keeping the actual flour.
So you're half Filipino, half Native American?
Yes.
How much Native and how much Filipino did you grow up with in terms of food?
Food-wise, it was mostly Filipino. Obviously, like the Filipino side of my family was huge. And so on my mom's side, home cooking was a lot of stews, mostly stews.
Yeah,
and
nice.
you know, goulash,
Oh.
which I hated. I hated
Sorry,
it.
Mom.
Yeah.
And what meat goes into kare-kare?
Oxtails.
They just have such a perfect balance between fat and bone, so the longer you braise them, the better they taste, right?
Yep.
This dish takes some time, right?
It does take some time, about 3 hours.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yep. So these oxtails are looking
Oh, they're
real
looking
good.
nice. They're looking great.
Yeah. So we're gonna take the vegetables and we're gonna saute those all up.
Cool.
So we want to keep that texture on them
Yeah.
and just give them a little bit of saute, and then we're gonna throw them off to the side.
I'm impressed. Like, I come from New York. New York kitchen is small.
Yeah.
This kitchen is real small.
Yep. We're gonna take some of these oxtails here. Just falling
Beautiful.
off the
Nice,
bone,
nice.
yeah. Take some of these veggies,
Yeah.
and you're just gonna take that and spoon it right over the top. Oh, yeah.
This sauce is so interesting because there's so many different textures from the peanuts. And is this shrimp paste or what is it?
Shrimp paste, so that's bagoong.
And the umami's in here and the funk, that fermentation.
So it's basically a fish paste.
Nice. Oh, we're going straight in?
Oh, we're going right on top.
On top. What? Straight on top.
on top, and then we're gonna do more crushed peanuts.
I love it.
Yeah, there it is.
I love the fact that you put the shrimp right on top. I thought, is he gonna mix it in the sauce? No, straight on top.
Right on top.
Wow. What are you gonna have?
What am I gonna have?
This is so good, man. What was really fun about hanging out at East Trading. Hey, what's up, guys? A couple of chef friends stopped by to eat some kare-kare. I love this smell with the shrimp paste on top.
You gotta waft it in.
Yeah. My boy Eduardo is an amazing chef. He just won not one, but 2 Beard Awards. He got 2 restaurants and a bar in Seattle. He's blowing up. Eduardo brought Kelvin and Elmar, 2 of his key people with him. Eduardo, being in Seattle, are you exposed to Filipino food as well, or like?
I'm very much exposed.
Oh, nice.
My main crew is like mainly Filipinos.
Yeah.
And they're just good people. They like family, you know?
Has any of the influences ended up with June Baby yet?
Not just yet. Maybe at Solari a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Kelvin, did you come up front of the house, back of the house?
Just cooking.
Cooking,
Just
nice.
in the kitchen. Yeah.
Nice.
There's so many of us in the industry, but it's so rare to find someone that has a voice to actually like break out and present the menu, present these things. I grew up on Guam and it's smaller, but like my mom owned a Filipino restaurant, so it's like magical to see we're doing it out in a big city. Like it's this United States of America. Like it's, you know, this is food that I grew up eating every day. Like likewise with Eduardo's food, it's on this another level right now where everybody's watching us. So it's
We're having conversations now. Like, you know, my family, we didn't have conversations about our food. We ate the food that grandma cooked, and now like we're able to share our stories. We're able to talk about the history and learn more about it and appreciate it now. And people are noticing that.
When do you think that change happened, and why do you think that change is happening?
When more of us started getting voices in our industry. You know, there was a few chefs of similar race and culture that was running this city for a long time. And, you know, now we have so many young guns coming up, and we making some noise, you know?
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going in here. I don't know about y'all.
You gotta use both hands.
Pick that thing up. Yeah, exactly.
Use your hands, get off the bone.
Fork not needed.
So tonight is potluck at Shara and Gio's house. It looks out over Lake Washington. It's stunning. Hey.
Hello.
What's up, guys? What's up, man? How are you?
What's up, Chef? How you
This
doing?
view is so crazy. What's up, Ty? How are you? So everybody's cooking something. Everybody's working in every corner in this kitchen, right?
Sinang Lao is a beef dish. It's a sour soup. All the aromatics, ginger, jalapeno, some chilies, some tripe, some short rib. Then we have goat, little oxtail.
I like it.
Yeah.
Goat and
A little bit of
oxtail. So you're really mixing the protein. That's great.
We've got crab cooking up on the stove right now. I'm doing ginagtaan, which is a coconut-based Filipino curry.
Crab is so interesting. Do you guys use the butter inside as well, or? Yeah. Okay, good. Because some cultures don't, and I'm like, that's the best
part.
time. Yeah.
That's the best part.
I'm super excited about this potluck. It's not only an opportunity to try a lot of different dishes, it's also a chance for me to taste foods and dishes that might not be on restaurant menus. Really home-cooked Filipino food. And you're focusing mostly on dessert, right?
I am. This is the dessert you want to have when it's cold, like wintertime, because it's a warm coconut soup dessert. And then we've got jackfruit, saba bananas, my favorite, ube.
Yeah, I know about ube. Yeah.
You just mix it all together, halo halo.
Oh, nice.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah. How long do you cook it?
10 minutes.
All right, cool. We got coconut milk.
Coconut milk, got sauteed shrimp paste, fish sauce too.
We're doing double umami.
Really
Yeah, why not?
We're going in for the fun.
Yeah. Yeah. We knew it. We knew it.
Get the towel, man. Get the towel.
What's exciting about this potluck is that almost everyone is in the hospitality industry of some sort. And everybody is bringing their favorite dish.
Hey!
Whatever that means, right?
Kind of like my take on a lechon. So I roasted the head traditionally on a spit, and then I deboned the body, rolled it all up with pork loin, and then stuffed it with Filipino sausage.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Some longanisa in the house.
Yes, yes.
Hi, how are you? Nice to see you again. Yeah, everybody's empty.
Yeah, no, everybody, of course.
Right here, I have Uncle Ernie. It's kind of the person that has been an inspiration for all of us.
Cheers! To the OG.
We're not here without you.
Yeah, seriously. All right. CC coming through.
So you guys ready to eat or what?
God bless the food and the hands that made this, and for everyone coming together, I just want to say blessings, because our culture, our people have been eating this for a long time. So, thank you.
All right, let's eat. Yay! Thank you, everyone, for cooking.
Woo! Woo! All right, fam. Shells and bones. Okay?
So how long have you been cooking?
For a long time, sir.
Yeah, because that takes real technique to do that.
I grew up in my grandma's kitchen, man. That's why I'm so big.
Oh, nice.
Literally every 15 minutes, like I'd finish eating, my grandma would be like, hey, sit back down, I got something else.
Oh, you're doing tasting menu before tasting menu.
Yeah.
That's what Aaron got the concept from, your grandma, exactly. Like,
That's where
now
it's
we
at,
know.
though.
Now we know. Yeah,
That's where it's at.
One of the coolest things that you notice for the Filipino community in Seattle, this is a party crew. They eat big, they drink big, and they love big. It's such a tight-knit community. It's really proud of where they came from, how hard they worked together to stick together and create this delicious culture. What? What? I just want to say thank you to all of you guys for making this so special. You guys have an amazing history, amazing food. You already know that. You don't need me to tell you that. It's several different generations, and you guys are going to go on many different journeys, but you have your food and you have each other, so thank you. Celebrate, all right?
Cheers! Cheers! Cheers!
Yes.
Cheers!
Nice. Hey, how are you? How are you? What's your name?
Amado.
Nice to meet you. We're cooking with your mom. You can hang with us. Yeah.
That's the next generation, chef.
Yeah, I know. Getting ready.